A Rhode Island man arrested for allegedly planning a terror plot inspired by ISIS appeared in court early today. Nicholas Ravinsky was taken into custody last night.
He's accused of helping Usaamah Rahim, who was shot and killed by law enforcement agents in Boston last week. Federal authorities say Rahim allegedly plotted to attack police officers. Paula Reid joins us now with the latest from Washington. Paula, thanks for being here. Who is this guy and what do we know about him?
Nicholas Ravinsky is suspected of being the mystery man who met with Usaamah Rahim and David Wright on a beach in Rhode Island to discuss the plots that they were trying to carry out here in the United States. Now, last week, the Department of Justice told me that they were still interested in this individual. He was not someone random they bumped into on the beach. He was suspected as being part of this plot, but they didn't have enough evidence to arrest him yet. So last night, he was arrested without incident in Warwick.
Paula, why was it so hard to gather evidence on him?
Well, this is a perfect example of the shift in how law enforcement needs to approach these terrorists versus how they've done it in the past. With al-Qaeda, those individuals, they plotted, they planned spectacular attacks. But ISIS, it tends to be more of a flash mob mentality. And in this case, Usaamah Rahim allegedly changed his mind at the last minute and decided to go conduct attacks. So law enforcement felt they had to move in. We all know that he was shot, and that his associate, David Wright, was arrested for allegedly helping him to destroy his devices so there wouldn't be any evidence left in the wake. But again, law enforcement wasn't ready. They didn't have all their ducks in a row. They hadn't gathered all the evidence that they would have if they had been able to wait and move in at a time of their choosing. So this new ISIS-inspired crop of jihadis really presents a problem for law enforcement in terms of being able to build a case and then move in. So it took them a little longer to arrest him.
And speaking of that case that they're building, Paula, what happens next?
Well, after he's arraigned, we'll see the charges, and I suspect that we'll see a lot more of the evidence in this case. In the criminal complaint against David Wright, we got very little evidence, and sources told me that's because they did not want to tip off this third suspect as to how they were monitoring him. And I know the family of Usaamah Rahim has a lot of questions about why he was killed, and hopefully the additional evidence that we'll see will help give them some answers.
Paula Reid reporting from Washington for us. Thank you.
Thank you.